Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Nicole with morningchores.com and today we're doing a plant spotlight and we're discussing the plant lavender. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, but we are headed into the colder season, which means there's less to do outside. Now I will be doing a fall garden cleanup video probably next week, so you can look forward to that. So we still have some outdoor videos coming your way, but we are kind of dwindling down with those videos and we'll be doing some more indoor videos. So I thought I would bring back these spotlight videos. So if there's any plant that you'd like us to do a spotlight on, please let us know in the comments section below. In today's video, we're going to discuss what lavender is, its benefits and uses, and then we'll discuss how to plant lavender and how to harvest. Lavender is one of my favorite herbs to have in the garden. I love it because it has beautiful color, it smells wonderful, and it also attracts those pollinators. Pollinators love lavender, so it's a great asset to your flower bed or your herb garden or even your vegetable garden. Lavender is a perennial and it comes from the Mediterranean, and it was first noted to be used by the Romans, and they used lavender as an insect repellent and to treat insect bites. Lavender has a lot of medicinal uses as well. Lavender is known to have a calming effect and to be a sleep inducer. What it's most commonly known for is tea and essential oils. Lavender can be dried into a tea and it makes a wonderful tea to enjoy in the evening time if you're trying to wind down and de-stress before bed. As an essential oil, it's known as nature's antibiotic. It's also antiseptic, antidepressant. As I said, it's known as a sedative, and it's a detoxifier. It's also known for treating burns and cuts, and it helps with wound healing, and it also prevents scarring. If you're not interested in using it for its medicinal purposes, it's fun to dry this herb at harvest time, and you can use it to make potpourri or make sachets to place in your dresser drawers. And it also just makes a nice gift of dried flowers that someone can place in a vase in their home and make the home smell really wonderful. The best time to plant lavender is in the spring as the soil begins warming up. You want to plant in an area that has well-drained soil, and if this is a concern for you, you can always mound up the soil and then plant your lavender plant in that mound of dirt. You want to use well-drained soil, so if you have very heavy soil or clay soil, you may need to add some organic matter to your soil to help condition it. And if you want to learn more about conditioning soil, you can watch our video, which I will link in the description box below. You want to plant your lavender plants about 2 to 3 feet apart, and it will take a few seasons to establish your plant before you can harvest from it. So keep this in mind. You can purchase 2-year-old plants, but if you're starting them from seed or starting them as little plants, you'll need to wait and allow those plants to establish roots before you can truly harvest from your lavender plant. Lavender does not like moisture, so it is very, very important, I can't stress it enough, that you plant these in well-drained soil. Once you have them planted, you can add mulch around them. I know if you've been following our channel, you know that we do the Back to Eden garden method here, and the mulch is great because it keeps the soil at the perfect consistency, not too wet, not too dry, and it also limits the amount of watering that you need to do for your lavender plants. So I really didn't water my lavender plants at all this year, and they thrived just fine. But you have to keep that soil covered in order to do this. So if you don't cover the soil, then you will have to water more frequently. It's best to water your lavender plant 1 to 2 times per week as the plant establishes its root system. And then from there, you want to water about every 2 to 3 weeks until the buds start forming. Once the buds form, you want to go back to watering 1 to 2 times a week until harvest time. But like I said, if you add that mulch on top or around your lavender plant, you don't have to worry about watering so much. Harvesting lavender is so simple and easy, and all you need are a pair of scissors. The best time to harvest is when about roughly half the blooms have opened. You don't want to harvest after all the blooms have opened because the buds actually lose some of their fragrance and it won't be as potent. So the ideal time is when half of the blooms have opened. To harvest, you're simply going to cut the stem, keeping the stem as long as possible. And I always harvest in thirds, meaning I take a third for myself, I leave a third there to propagate, and then I leave another third for the pollinators. So this is kind of my way of doing it. I don't really like harvesting the entire plant. It's a little late in the year to be harvesting now, but I've already accomplished 2 previous cuttings from these plants. So this is my 3rd cutting. And because it's the end of the season, I just want to get my last bit of lavender before the frost hits. But these will not be as potent as the 1st and 2nd cutting I did earlier in the season. So just keep that in mind. Once you have your stems cut, you can bring them inside, gather them in a bundle, tie them with string, and then I like to hang them in a cool, dry place until they're completely dried, and then I can use them however I want. As tea, I can put them in a sachet and place them in my dresser drawer, or I can just put them out on the countertop to provide a great fragrance in my home. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, leave in the comments section below what plants you would like us to do a profile video on. We would love to hear from you guys and see what you think. You can also head over to morningchores.com where you'll find all kinds of information on homesteading, gardening, DIY, and much, much more. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.